What's going on today, YouTubers? Gonna do another edition here of walking reviews. I'm gonna change it up from the type of knife that I've been reviewing to something a little bit more, something with more mass appeal, I guess. This is Kizer, their new offering. It's called the Flashbang, the Vanguard Flashbang, pardon me. The actual full Flashbang is like a titanium flipper. This is G10 scales. I'm pretty sure that the full Flashbang is much bigger than this too. This is 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade, so pretty much perfect size for me. We're looking at VG10 steel. It's got kind of a bowie shape to the blade. I guess you would call that a clip point with a recurve, but I call it a bowie. Obviously it's a flipper, liner lock. Show you the centering here is dead on. Lock up is perfect, nice and tight. The action is really snappy. And probably the nicest part about this whole package is that it cost me $68. So basically what Kizer does, they are a Chinese company. They've been talked about ad nauseum. We're in kind of a new age of Chinese manufacturing when it comes to pocket knives. For a long time, everybody knew that China was synonymous with garbage when it came to manufacturing pocket knives. You know, it was a cheap knockoff, or it was a cheap whatever. They didn't hold up, they broke, you know. So along came company Kizer, company Riate, and they really put the knife world on its head for a while. A lot of people were very polarized by those two companies because the quality was there, the materials were there, but it still had that stigma of Chinese manufacturing. And what Kizer and Riate really did was they changed the game. They started putting out really high quality stuff using the type of materials that really were only found on American knives. And they started hiring really well-known knife makers to collaborate on designs instead of just ripping off, you know, whatever feature they wanted. So anyways, back to the knife. It's a liner lock with nested liners, and you can see here, if I can get the camera to focus, yep, they've milled out the stainless steel liners so that it's incredibly lightweight. I think this one is right at about 3 ounces. So 3 ounces, 4-inch handle with G10 scales and stainless steel liners, VG10 blade steel, a really interesting blade shape, something that you really don't see on a whole lot of flippers and folding knives. Smooth flipping action, you know, really snappy, and you know, it's not falling closed or anything, but that doesn't, you don't need that on every knife. Just a really well done, in my opinion, budget offering. I know not everybody says 68 bucks is a budget, but for what you're getting, I think $68 is budget here. You're getting a really serviceable, well-made knife, and one that's fun to play with. That's something that I always kind of am looking for, something that's going to keep me interested beyond just cutting. You know, if we all just needed a cutting tool, we could get a buck 110 and never need to carry another knife. But we like interesting designs, and we like, you know, fun action, and this has that. So a little bit more into the details. It's a flow-through construction, obviously. Pillars, you know, 2 standoffs, and your pivot, that's your anchor points. It does run on ball bearings. I took apart the other recent Kizer Vanguard offering, which was very similar to this one. I also had the Vanguard Gemini, which was really their first really popular Vanguard design. And basically their Vanguard offerings are taking one of their more premium knives and scaling it down as far as materials go. So instead of titanium handle slabs, like I said, we're looking at G10. Instead of S35VN, we're looking at VG10. And instead of a frame lock, we're looking at a liner lock. So apparently all that equals a third the price. And I am more than happy to accommodate them when it comes to really cool designs like this, scaled down. I think the original Flashbang was bigger as well. I'm almost positive that the blade was closer to 3.5 inches than 3, and that's just a little bit outside of my comfort zone as far as carrying. They're a little bit more comfortable in the hand, generally larger knives, but I mean this thing is plenty comfortable. They got, you know, the double finger choil there. The end of this knife does taper a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer there to be a little bit of a swell here, and that tends to lock your hand in better. But with the double finger choil, that's fine. I'm willing to give them a pass on that. Again, no jimping, but really you don't need it. Your hand is locked in pretty well, and for most people you're not going to be using the knife like this anyway. You're going to be using the knife like this. And the G10 is actually a little bit grippy. I mean, it's not textured like some of Benchmade's offerings, but it's got enough there so that you're going to get a decent purchase. Fit and finish is really nice here. You know, I showed you the centering spot on. The lockup is really nice. I had this knife apart, and it is on ball bearings, but it's not like a steel race with steel bearings. It's actually a plastic cage holding in the bearings. I don't think that that's really a problem. You are going to have metal rubbing against plastic as the knife opens, but I think for most people that's going to hold up just fine. Alright, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. We have a Kizer Vanguard offering. This is the Flashbang. They have a couple of others. It's a flipper on bearings, like I said. Fit and finish is really nice. Lockup is perfect, centering is perfect. And for 68 bucks, guys, I would say jump on this. I don't think for 68 you're gonna find much better when it comes to the flipper world. I think for that price point you'd have to go to like CRKT and some of their stuff, and I don't think that I've handled a few of those, and I can't really remember one at this price point matching up. Maybe the Ripple, maybe the CRKT Ripple, the higher end version. But when that released, that was way more than 68 bucks. You could probably find them now for 68 bucks, but this released at $68. You can get them at you know, all of the major knife outlets, Blade HQ, Knife Center, stuff like that. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.